We back with another react. It's your boy Robbie, and yeah, we're gonna keep it rolling. So this one is gonna be a reaction to a reaction. You know what I'm saying? My boy Anton Daniels is gonna be reacting to Lennox. Apparently, she was at a talk show, a radio show, or whatever, talking about how she's attracted to toxic men. That's quite interesting. Apparently, she's not interested in good guys because they come off boring and stuff like that. So this should be interesting to see what she's got to say. Me personally, I do like her music. I think that one song, New Apartment, and then that other joint she had a few years back, I forgot the name of it. Backseat of My Ride, I think that's the name of the song. But yeah, correct me in the comments. But we're not going to waste no time. Make sure you like, sub up to the channel, leave your comments down below. Let's get to this video.
Twin flame.
Yeah.
You ate down.
Oh, thanks.
Love it. But have you met your match yet?
Oh, never has it ever happened. I feel like I get close, but the more I sit with myself, the more I realize I think I have a thing for toxic energy. So I think there's still some more healing that I need to do, because when I look back on all of these energies,
I'm like, Anton, what?
It's a shame I gave them so much time, and there were sweet energies that I didn't. Yeah. And so now I see those sweet energies getting married and starting families. I'm just like, dang, that probably could have been me if I...
Yo, I'm not gonna hold you. I know it's early in the video, but I was just thinking that today. I had my son in the car, and we was all over the place. One minute we was in Kennesaw, next minute we was in Woodstock, then Alpharetta, then back to Dunwoody. We was just everywhere. But as I was driving, you know, I had my windows down, my moonroof open, and I was just saying to myself, man, how cool it would be to have, you know, my kids and my significant other in the passenger seat, and we're just having Sunday brunch, you know, for the day, and then maybe go to the park later. You know, just that whole family man experience, it really just hit me like, damn, you know, yeah, sometimes I like being, you know, to myself, moving, you know, by myself, but there's always that part of me that's just like, damn, you know, I'm getting older, you know what I mean? But yeah.
I recognize the security in those individuals at the time, and like now I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely feeling that now. I'm aware that there's something going on. There's something wrong.
What do you think it is that attracts you to like toxic energy?
I think they just seem really exciting at first. The chemistry is incredible. And they don't even always be fine. It's not even that like they're sexy or something. I mean, well, they're sexy, but they don't be the finest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's just an energy. Sometimes it's convenience, what we talk about. A lot of the sweeter energies that I felt like weren't for me. I could see myself falling asleep a little bit on the phone. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that's like,
so basically what you're saying is you need a nigga to hang up on you. Is what you saying. You need a nigga to just be like, yo, all right, I'll talk to you later. You know what I'm saying? Bye.
Boring is good or not? Like, I'm trying to figure out what that means. Like,
it's the thrill.
Yeah.
It's the thrill of it.
Yeah.
What's
absolutely.
your sign?
Aries.
Oh, yeah. Fire
What's
sign.
yours?
I'm a Leo.
Oh,
we the same person.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Let me tell y'all something, man. And I ain't gonna lie, and I might be exposing myself, you know, if any of the, you know, women that are cool with me, that know me, that zodiac stuff is bullshit. It's bullshit. Because you mean to tell me that if a dude who's highly successful, has money, he's a good person, you know what I mean, takes care of you, and you find out that he's a certain zodiac, and according to the astrology, y'all don't mix or y'all not compatible, so you can't be with him. You see how stupid that shit sounds? It's dumb as hell. And when we was in school crushing on that one person that we like, we were not checking to see what their zodiac was back in elementary school. That's how you know this whole zodiac thing was just something that was given for women to talk more about. Us men just happen to get sucked into it for real. But like the minute start talking about your damn zodiac, I already know, yeah, I can't. Yeah, nah. And I go along with it because it's like, okay, that just is something that, you know, yeah.
Leos, yeah.
Your music feels very intimate. Has there ever been anything that you written that you felt like might be too personal to be in music?
Let me back up for a second, because it's no point in continuing this conversation until we address the elephant in the room. Number one, music to a lot of people is therapeutic because if I think back to all of the times in my life and the songs that are the most meaningful to me, right? From growing up, rap music, hip hop music, even alternative. One of my favorite albums is Nirvana, right? And you can go all the way over to some of the 90s music, the 2000s music, and then you can go over to R&B, right? And what we don't understand is that music is song to the spirit. And what these women today and what people are being influenced by is specifically the melodies that are in your ear. So when you see people like her speaking to it, basically they are putting spirits in the women and in the air based off of their attraction to these toxic spirits, and everybody embrace it, right? People think it's cute. I mean, we can go all the
I think for me, it's just more so the niggas that some of these women dealt with around the way on their come up or just in life in general. Most of the dudes that they dealt with were probably on that type of time. You know what I mean? Just dysfunctional as fuck. You know what I mean? And so that's just what they know. And so that's what they're attracted to. You know, you take a dude like me, I didn't grow up in the street. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean I'm soft or anything like that. But no, I wasn't out there hustling and all of that. That's just not my thing. But I'm not no boring ass dude. I'm not no pushover. I'm a good guy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not no simp. That you're not gonna get that out of me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna just be like, yes, a yes man for everything. No, I'm a question stuff. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean I'm boring. You know what I mean? Type of nigga she's talking about somebody who's just off the handles. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what she's talking about.
way back to some of the most toxic music, all the way back to the 60s and the 70s, right? The 80s, the rock era. I remember seeing the movie Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg, and it accurately captured what was happening in the rock era and how people were so easily influenced, yet none of it was kind of real, but then a lot of it they had to adopt and really embrace because that's what made the best music. They say that a lot of artists that are high in whatever way that they're high on, that makes the best music. And I'm not, a big Ari Lennox fan or anything like that, but I know that there are a lot of people that are Ari Lennox fans. And when we think about our celebrities and whether they are musicians or they are basketball players or rappers or football players and content creators or whatever, right? Often at times they live the very thing that they are going through. Now, of course, you're going to have some people that are being written for or whatever, but they still put their spin on it. But they say that the best music is lived experiences. But then we have to look at the other side of it and say, well, who are they influencing with these lived experiences that they continue to project in their music? And with great power comes great responsibility. But more importantly, in this
Okay, I see the Spider-Man reference, Uncle Ben. He didn't think I picked up on that. But yeah, man. Ari Lennox, like I said, she kind of reminds me of a lot of those chicks out there that just, for whatever reason, and this isn't me saying this. This is from another YouTuber I used to watch, Chronicles of Judah 144. I don't know what happened to him, but he used to be making some real impactful videos. But he was just saying about how, and I'm not saying this isn't me saying this, so I don't want y'all bashing me in the comments. He said that, women are like children. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I wouldn't necessarily say that all the way. I just think that women like excitement. They like to be excited. They like the unexpected. They like the thrill of it. You know what I'm saying? But it's not until they get to a certain age when they want somebody who's a little bit more slow paced, a little bit more understanding, a little more forgiving in a way. See, she's still got to get that out her system. You know what I'm saying? At least that's what I'm thinking.
conversation, She's being very transparent. She's telling you, listen, I'm attracted to the bad boy. They changed the names of it. They changed the wording and they add different adjectives and they're using a thesaurus, obviously, in order to get some more synonyms so that they can have talking points. So they'll change bad boy into toxic energy. They'll make an excuse and say it's because of their sign. I'm a fire sign. I'm an Aries too, but I don't know what that ever meant, right?
It don't mean shit, okay? Your zodiac doesn't mean anything, okay? This was just something that they created to distract people, okay? Because nowhere in scripture, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's anywhere in scripture where it talks about zodiacs, okay? That was something that somebody created because they were bored. Oh, based on this time of the year that you were born, you're this way or you act that way. No, you just the way you are because that's the way you are. That's how you was raised. You know what I'm saying? Like we put too much emphasis and focus on when a person was born. I'm not the type of dude that feels like I can't get a certain woman because of her zodiac. You know what I'm saying? I can get any woman I want. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't move like that. You know, I don't pay no attention to that bullshit.
Never been into astrology. But basically what she's saying is that it don't have nothing to do with what they look like. Probably don't have nothing to do with how much money they have. It's really just a matter of convenience. But then the person that she's supposed to be with, she find them boring. And the host is in the same boat. The host is not doing any justice because, and again, I understand because when you are doing an interview, regardless of whether you're doing one for content creation or you working at a radio station, when you're doing an interview, it's important for you to just ask the questions and allow for the artist to be able to communicate what their thoughts are. But a lot of people are now doing think pieces off of what Ari Lennox said and that she is inherently attracted to the toxic guy. So what does this mean in the grand scheme of things of what we dealing with in society and the culture when you see 1,000 women online every single day, whether it's in the comments or they're making videos themselves, and they either substantiating her argument or they're agreeing and saying, girl, yeah, I want that toxic energy. Or you see a Chris Brown.
Let me tell you something. In my opinion, she's on that boat on her own. Maybe there might be a sprinkle of a few women that feel that way, but at least in the circle of women that I follow and I come across, they're not really on that type of time anymore. They're done with the toxic shit. You know what I'm saying? They're over that because they've seen, like when you think about the amount of years that they've wasted, because you're only going to be young physically for a short period of time. And you wasted a lot of your young years dealing with someone who tampered with you mentally, you know what I'm saying? And just took you through the ringer. Like, don't nobody want to be dealing with that nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Walking down the street and it's 1,000 groupies walking behind him, and all of them either have some guy or a boyfriend, some sad sap at home that's paying for the thing that they're willing to give Chris Brown for free, right? What does it say? We'll come back to it. Let me just see if there's anything else to mine out of this conversation before we give you our final thoughts.
Yeah, well, a song that you've heard, like a song that's been out or something?
Yeah, where you were just like, this probably is too personal for me to release it, but let me just do it anyway.
Ooh, a song that was too personal. Let me think. There's nothing that I released that that I felt was too personal. No.
Mm-hmm.
But there are things that I have that are just like, dang, if I drop this is going to be a conversation for sure. But yeah, nothing.
Wait a minute. I just thought about it. Isn't this the same woman who was just online talking about how Martin was going ham on Pam in the show Martin? Wasn't this the one that said that? What do you call that? That's what you would deem toxic, right? But that's what you're basically saying that you want. You want somebody to be toxic, to just talk to you any type of way. And like, isn't that all the same thing? Because toxic is toxic, no matter how you slice and dice it from your lens. Even though for the rest of the world, we knew it was jokes or whatever, but clearly that struck a nerve with you. So which one is it? You know what I'm saying? I just thought about that. Like, see, this is how I'm saying people on the internet just be saying shit and they just be contradicting themselves.
Not fear. That's out.
Have you ever regretted being transparent in your music?
No, because I think it's important to just live in the moment, to be who you are.
Yeah.
We only have a certain amount of time on this earth, and I just always want to be myself and my authentic self. And there are people who get it, and that's beautiful. And there are people who need that. There are people, yeah, who look forward to hearing that from me. And so,
Nothing else to mine out here. The point that I'm making is, and what I wanted to come back to is, they are all saying the same thing. All of these think pieces, all of these things. So the question that you would have to ask yourself is, right? Because they'll sit there and do the Louis Theroux, the interview or the Netflix documentary that he did, where he went through it and he was basically trying to say that the manosphere or red pill is bad. But all that is guys looking to and realizing that this is what the truth is. Women are attracted to toxic men. And then eventually they say, okay, well, I've had enough lived experiences where I've given everybody that was not good for me the best of me. And now I want somebody to either come in and take care of me and my kids, right? Or I want somebody to get the rest of me because now I've slutted it out. Now I've grown. And so now I am mature enough to actually be able to put those experiences behind me and you take the rest of me because now I believe that me being used up is the best of me. And guys are supposed to go for that. They supposed to just say, yep, I take you. Yep, I take your kids. Yep, I take your trauma. And I'm not a real man because I got a whole nother video that I'm dropping. And there's a lot of panda bears out here. I'm not a real man if I don't take you with all of your trauma. And I became the best person that I was supposed to be while you were dealing with your trauma so that now I can pick up the pieces behind where somebody else was dropping it off in your drawer.
Interesting way of putting it. Yeah, I mean, you dealing with someone who went through whatever it is that they went through and you preserved yourself. You know, you ducked and dodged having to have your mental played with, you know, as a dude. You know, you didn't allow your mental to be played with by any woman. And so you preserved yourself and waited for the one person that you felt was compatible with you. But little do you know, she done been through the ringer. You know what I'm saying? She done had been in and out of relationships, very toxic, things like that. And now she's with you. You know what I'm saying? And now you're having to deal with all of that. Nah. Mm-mm.
And that makes sense?
No,
That's
it don't.
logical to people. Y'all think that that is actually a thing that guys are supposed to go towards on a regular basis? Why should they have to deal with that? Why should they have to subject themselves to that? Why should they? Why aren't they aligning themselves with other people that are equally yoked, right? That are untainted, untapped into, so that they can actually meet that expectation? But honestly, I think that the pool has got piss in it. It's so bad. If you have something that is good already, don't think that it's good on the other side. It's not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. Stay down, chill out. Don't put yourself in a negative situation or disposition, and make sure that you are keenly aware of what you're getting yourself into before you get into it, because you can regret it on the other side. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon link.
All right, that's going to be the end of the video. Yeah, like I said earlier in the video, I'm not listening to anybody who referenced a sitcom and tried to use that as a focus point to why she may have felt like she was being attacked in some way. You know what I mean? Like, no, because that's not what that was meant for. You know what I'm saying? And so for you to say that you still have an attraction to toxic men, but then get on the internet and say Martin was going crazy on the jokes with Pam, it's like, but you would probably label that toxic. So which one is it? You know what I mean? Do you like toxicity or not? It's weird, man. It's really, really weird. But yeah, y'all get down in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about that. I'll be sure to link this video in case y'all want to check out some more Anton's videos. Go support him if you're not already. If you made it this far into my video, like I tell y'all, I appreciate y'all when y'all watch my videos. It means a lot that y'all be checking them out and watching them. I'm about to probably do another one for y'all and then I'll wrap it up. But yeah, make sure you like, sub to the channel, leave your comments. And with that being said, it's your boy Robbie. And until the next video, we out of here.